Hello, Eden Villagers. This is Yoni, your camp director. I just spent quite a bit of time before making this video looking at hundreds of pictures of you, so I'd know exactly who I'm speaking to, and so this message is for you. I think you can imagine and know that being a camp director and working for camp year-round for my whole team, it's not a job. It's really a life passion and a calling and a devotion and a joy of joys. And so it's really, really hard to share with you that we're not going to be meeting up at camp this summer all together. We're not going to meet at camp. And so just let that sink in and settle for a moment. It's pretty wild in life. Sometimes you think you know how things are going to happen. You think you know that life is going to go this way, and then it ends up, sometimes it goes that way when you think it's going to go that way, but sometimes it just goes a totally different direction, and that's what's happening this summer. There's so many reasons why we're not going to be going to camp this summer. It just doesn't feel safe for the campers, for the staffers, for the health staff, for the people you'd be going home to at the end of the session. It just doesn't feel like the right thing to do or the kind thing to do for you, for everybody, for the local hospitals. I don't know if y'all know this, but I lived for about 3.5 months up aloft in some huge ancient redwood trees. They were so big and so strong, and when the winds came, these huge massive things would bend and flex quite gracefully. It was pretty scary when I was all the way up top in them. And this too reminds me about pictures I've seen and trees I've seen that have bent totally zigzag to get to the sun, or bent and morphed around a fence to stay alive and to thrive. And so while this isn't my plan A, I am asking you all to flex and to bend and to adapt this summer, as hard and as painful as it may be. I have a couple wishes for you. My first one is that you really, really, really feel into the hurt and pain of all of this. And listen, there's lots of ways to not feel your feelings. There's lots of, sometimes people even teaching us to not feel them. And there's so many good reasons to feel your feelings about this and about the last couple months. So my first wish for you is to please feel all your feelings. If you have not flexed your tear muscle, know that your body was made with that muscle for a reason. And it can actually hurt you to not flex it. So find a time, find a place to really feel all of your feelings. I've been finding that a great time to do that is on Shabbat, from Friday night to Saturday night. I really don't use Netflix or Zoom videos or my phone, and I'm really just more with myself and the people that I'm with. And so find your time and your place. Today's actually a Jewish holiday called Lag BaOmer, where we celebrate this person named Shimon Bar Yochai, who was known to be like the seer of all things, like the person that really knew what was happening in life and in this world. And how did he do it? He self-quarantined in a cave with no Gaga pits and no Zoom conferences. Maybe he was alone with the Gaga pits in his mind. And so take this time to go inside yourself. And the second request, the second wish for you has to do with you making camp somehow come alive more than ever at your home with you this summer. Listen, I had the idea to start Eden Village Camp. And I'm telling you that part of the idea of making camp was to make camp so that you wouldn't need it. Even though we love it so much and we love being all together. It reminds me of one Friday night at camp when some camper asked the Shabbos Queen a question, why do we put our guitars away on Friday night to Saturday night? Why don't we just keep the guitars out, which would be so awesome. We're always playing guitars during the week. And the answer that the Queen gave was, well, yeah, it's great to play guitar, but it's good to know also how to sing and celebrate, not relying on tools, on other outside things outside of this body. And so, yeah, it's not the way I'd planned it. It's not what I'd hoped for or wished for. But I'm asking you to make camp on your own, in your own way. Find what you love about it. Think about what you love about it and yank it into your life. This also reminds me of a story about this farmer who lost a horse, and the horse went away, and the neighbor came up and said, "Oh, poor luck, this is so bad for you, you lost your horse." And the farmer's like, "I don't know if this is good or bad, it's kind of all up to the divine." And then a week later, the horse came back with a friend, so now the farmer had two horses. And the neighbor said, "Oh, what luck, what mazel, you're so lucky." And the farmer said, "Who knows what's good or bad? It's all up to the divine." And then the next week, the farmer's son was on the horse, training it and riding it, and fell off, got bucked off, and broke his leg. And the neighbor said, "Oh, what bad luck! Your son broke his leg." And the farmer says, "Who knows what's good or bad? It's all up to the divine." And the next week, the army came to town and said, "All young people that are able-bodied, come to the square. We're forcing you to join the army." And the son had a broken leg and didn't have to go off to war. And it goes on and on and on like that. And it hurts to break a leg. And quite possibly it hurts even more to have a broken heart and to have your hopes broken. But I'm asking you so dearly to please not give up hope for yourself, for your family, of having an awesome day today and an awesome special summer, including mourning the loss of not being at camp this summer, and to have the best life of your life. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna miss about camp this summer. I could go on for hours listing them, honestly. And there's nothing more that I'm gonna miss than you. So let's do what we can to hold each other tight and care for yourselves and care for each other and make this summer the best we can. Much love.